welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna make coin envelopes with the string and either a brad or a eyelet. And I originally got the idea on Instagram from this Julia girl's page, but she is from another country. I have no clue what language she's speaking, so I follow her anyway. And because she makes I think she makes albums for people, or maybe sends them to shops. I'm not sure, but I'll link her Instagram down below. So anyway, do you guys ever buy those papers from when they're on sale? Usually, oh, it's crinkled right here. They're 12 by 12s or the 8.5 by 11 sheet pieces of paper. I mean, this one's from Hobby Lobby. I got it in like a bulk pack. But they're too flimsy. Like, you can't make a flip book with this. It's paper. It's too thin. I don't know why I buy them. I think this one's Maggie Holmes. It was by American Crafts, but I cut off that little strip. I don't know why I buy it. Like, they go on sale and I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to buy the 10 for $2. I don't know why, but I buy it. And so I have a bunch of pretty papers that I have not used or have use for. So I figured these envelopes are the perfect solution for that. So I'm just gonna get started. So this is a 12 by 12 sheet. I cut off that ugly little label part. And what you're gonna do is, okay, so I'm gonna turn it inward. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna leave about 1/4 of an inch. You're gonna cover 1/4 of an inch. So I think that looks good. You just eyeball it, and I'm looking down here, like on my edges, at about 1/4 of an inch, and I'll crease it over here, and flip it around, and just do same, like 1/4 of an inch, just so I know I'm not like totally crooked. But it's okay if you are, because ain't no one measuring. Okay, so that's all I did. I folded it in. You see how there's going to be a little bit of a lip for some tape? That'll be that. And this is basically like the tutorial that Lily did. She makes these little baggy goodie treat bags on her YouTube, but this is like taking it a little step further. Okay, don't worry about that overhang. You're gonna cut that part off. So this will be the bottom of the bag. This will be, you know, the seam. Then the down flap. So do you guys see this is forming, right? Where I'm gonna have, here's my pieces I already cut out. I used my little heart punch. I used this, I think it's a 1-inch punch, Martha Stewart. And then this little guy is, I mean, you could get these at your dollar store or AliExpress, or this is a Mrs. Sparkles from Joann's. It's in the $1.99 bin. But just use what you have. If you have a scalloped circle, a bigger heart, you know, just don't get too big because it'll be like overbearing on this thing. So let's see. I think I want it like about like my lip that big, because I'm gonna do gold. Should I do gold? Okay. So I mean, this is eyeballing it. You don't have to measure anything. And I love tutorials like that. It's like quick, fast. Okay, so now you have this. So now unfold it. Now you have all these crease lines. Ooh, careful, because this is paper. Just get some scissors and cut off all 4 rectangles. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so now you're left with your paper with the 4 rectangles missing. This is just scraps. You can keep this, trash it, what heart desires. Okay, so now you can leave it like this, squared like this. You could do it however you like. You could leave the top squared as well. But I like to just take it in a smidge. See, I go about 1/4 of an inch in and cut to the corner. 1/4 of an inch in cut to the corner. And like I said, this is an eyeballing project. You just eyeball it. 1/4 of an inch in a little bit and just aim towards the corner. Okay, about 1/4 of an inch in. Snip it off, rip it off. Okay, so now you're left with the main shape of these little flaps, and you'll eventually tape these down and tape that down, but not right this second. So with this flap, the top flap part, that's going to be your main opening piece. You want to get what you want to use as your closure. I mean, you could use like a heart punch, or you know what I think I was going to do? Circle. Let's see. Oh, I know. A gold circle. Yes, 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 because you know I like my gold. And I'm going to make it even fancier and do 2 layers. So I use the smaller circle inside of the bigger circle. Yes, I do like that. Okay. So to make things a little bit easier, I just get some regular old glue, glue stick, just to put this in the center so I know where it's at. I just put a little bit on the edge just to keep it there to use my crocodile. So for this one, I already picked out the colors. They kind of match the leaves a little bit, make it stand out. I just bought this on Amazon. I think that was the cheapest place. So for anything that's about this size, you're going to use the bigger. See when I pinch down, it makes the hole for you. So see that the width of that one's way bigger than this little hole over here. So I use the bigger hole. Where's it at? And I kind of just, I turn it around. Line up that chomper, I don't know what it's called, with the center best you can. Let me just hold it so you can you guys see that? Where it's at? Where it's gonna make the hole? Looks good, I think. And voila. As good as it's gonna get. So let's do that to the other one. For this top piece, you start with the top and then you'll center everything based off that. So kind of just, I mean, I just eyeball it. I don't know if you want to, I mean, you could get technical and stuff and make the, oh, you know what? I forgot to put this on with this. I'm going to film. So you get your hole, don't forget to pierce this piece of paper too. So I'm going to redo that. Voila, I made the circle within this piece of paper. So now you're gonna get your eyelets. I got these off of blitsy.com. I felt like those were the cheapest things I saw, so I'm gonna take the little tops. And then all I gotta do is chomp down like a crocodile. Okay, so there it is. And it's not center because I don't know how to eyeball stuff. So maybe you do wanna, but I mean, it's not that bad. So then act like this piece was not pierced and line it up with this guy. Just slowly move it down to where you think you want to put it. I think I like this distance. I mean, you could go a little closer. Yeah, I like that. So then you're gonna do it on the lip that's on top. So this piece is over this piece. So this top piece. Get it? Hole punch it. Try not to move. If you do, just redo it. Okay, so now I hole punched it. Now I'm gonna get my eyelet puncher and just pinch it down. So now, looks pretty straight, right? Now that we have this part done, I could do my my taping part. I'm gonna use my ATG gun, which has actually been pretty good to me. So I'm gonna get the side that does not have the eyelet on it. I'm just gonna go across the very edge. And if you do go over a little bit, just push it onto itself so it's not hanging. So down, and then I can get my piece, tape it down, make sure there's no sticky pieces. Okay, now I can get this bottom piece. Again, just line it on the edge. And voila, down. And there's the flap, the top flap. Now, last but not least, just use some, like this is more of a string, this is more of a twine. It doesn't matter what you use. Oh, you know what? I think I might like this funky bright one. Aqua. Yeah, I'm gonna use the aqua just to make it stand out, I guess. I cut about almost 2 feet. I don't know, I like a lot. So you're just gonna get it. That looks good because we gotta tie a knot. Oh, these nails, guys, these nails. Probably finish this project 100 times faster if you didn't have nails. So, kind of get it up and under that lip. The thicker string that you have, like this twine, the harder it's gonna be, but tie it in a knot, do it tight, then I just do another one for security purposes. Okay, so there's a knot. Then you just cut this piece of tail off best you can. See, it's a little bit thicker off. Okay. A little bit. You can keep wrapping, but I like so they know that that's where to pull it. So there's your bag. You see it up close. See, it's not perfectly centered, so I could have did a little better, but I like the way it turned out. And you can go even a step further and, you know, decorate the front of this. You can even use like some scalloped edge scissors on this part and this part if you wanted to. So there's lots of options. Like I said, you can also make brad version if you don't have an eyelet gun. Just hole punch it with your regular hole punch, stick the brad in there, and, you know, fork out the brad. So there's that bag, and then I'm gonna do a fast forward of a 8.5 by 11 sheet piece of paper, folding. Product. This one I did a heart shape with a double layer of just a smaller circle with a definitely tinier eyelet. Way hard to work with my nails. Then just a simple regular circle with the eyelet. I got this, Julia's was like this. It was a heart with a circle. She even had another heart behind it, so she did 3 layers. You can, like I said, the possibilities are endless. So this is what an 8.5 by 11 looks. Yes, a little under 5.5 by a little under 6.5. So that's that size. Stick goodies in for your pal. Then this big one is 9.5, nearly 9.5 by 5 3/4. So those are them. Super cute. And this one I just I left it. It's a square. I didn't trim in the edges like this one. So like I said, if you want less steps, do a single circle. Don't cut the edges down. I mean, round them or whatever you want to call this. These were my test dummy envelopes, which is some paper I would never use. The square, some scrap paper. For these, the center pieces, I did use cardstock. This is paper, but these pieces are cardstock. Just because it's going to be wrapped around and tugged on and stuff, so something more durable. This one, look, as you can tell, I didn't center the circles up and down centered. Then this one, I did 2 hearts with brads. So you hole punch and then you stick the brad in. These brads are shaped like buttons, not centered. Like I said, these were my first test dummy rounds. So if you want to try, use papers you're not going to use. Like I'm just going to toss these. I used a thicker twine here, thinner string here. I used my tiny eyelets here with just a single circle, and that's that. This is a 12 by 12. This is a 8.5 by 11. This is a 8.5 by 8.5 square. So if you start with a square piece of paper, you're going to end up with a rectangle. If you start with a rectangle piece of paper, you're going to get more of a square. So those are my ugly test dummies. These are my pretties. Maggie Holmes looking paper from Joann's. All right, bye guys.